Hey, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to Attend My Sister's Wedding After She Made My Fiancé the Assistant Photographer? So my 28 female sister, 32 female, is getting married in a few months, and what should be an exciting time has turned into a massive source of tension between us. For some context, my fiancé, 29 male, is an incredibly talented photographer. He's done some professional work, but it's more of a hobby for him now. When my sister was planning her wedding, she mentioned wanting to hire a photographer, but when she found out how much it would cost, she started looking for alternatives. I suggested that she ask my fiancé if he'd be willing to help. She seemed hesitant, but eventually agreed, and they talked it over. He agreed to take some photos as a favor, but made it clear that he wanted to enjoy the day as a guest, not work the entire event. I hear that. Fast forward to last week, and my sister sends out the final wedding itinerary to the bridal party and family. I noticed that my fiancé's name was listed as assistant photographer, with a full schedule of shots he's supposed to get throughout the day, including the ceremony, reception, and even some pre-wedding moments. She's essentially turned him into an unpaid staff member without even asking him. I was livid. Yes, we'll go ahead and red flag from this moment forward. Do you take these red flags from this moment forward to have and hold? I was livid. I called my sister and told her that this was not what we agreed upon, and she couldn't just decide to give him a job on her wedding day. She got defensive and said that since he's so good at photography, she assumed he'd want to help out more and that I was being unreasonable. Oh, well, she just tipped her hand though, right? She assumed. Admittedly so. Assumes. She added that weddings are expensive and she can't afford to hire someone, so he's doing the family a favor. I told her that if she was going to treat my fiancé like an employee, neither of us would be attending the wedding. Now my parents are furious with me, saying I'm overreacting and that I'm ruining my sister's big day over something that should be a non-issue. They think my fiancé should just suck it up for the sake of family. Even my sister's fiancé texted me calling me selfish for putting a silly title over my sister's happiness. My fiancé is totally on my side and feels used, but now I'm starting to wonder if I'm being too harsh. Am I the astronaut? We have an edit. We have a couple of edits here, but let's talk about this for a second. Here, magic drop. Should have talked to him before suggesting him. Then he should have absolutely said no. I was thinking that too. As soon as she said you should talk to my fiancé, I'd be like, you really should talk to your fiancé first, because weddings for photographers are one of those things that it's like you either are all for it. It's a love-hate relationship, right? Either you're all for it or you're just like, hells no. The assumption is the big deal here. And even acting against his wishes when he's like, yeah, I'll grab some stuff leisurely. I am not going to be like rigidly working this day. And I don't want to be working this day. I want to be enjoying this day. And she's like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. You're working this day. Just gave zero shits. It's highly disrespectful, in my opinion, that she went ahead and did that, even though he said he didn't want to. But is it worth not going? Is it worth it? Danny says, I'm working on a photography career and even I wouldn't do a full wedding for free. There should be some payment because work will be done. She also broke his clear boundaries. Yeah, which is probably why one of the reasons he said that he didn't want to work the whole time. He knows how much work is involved there. And I've shot a couple of weddings I experimented with it to see if it was something that I was going to enjoy doing. And it's fun. But listen, I got control issues. And as a photographer, I guess until you get to a certain point and you have enough credibility where you can boss people around, you have no control over anything that happens. And it is a very, very stressful time. Very stressful. They need to set a hard boundary or they'll always be walked on. How about the family here? The family being like, y'all just need to suck it up and take one for the team. You need to get over it. Like, oh, hold on. And maybe that's what escalated OP to the point of not wanting to attend and just saying, hey, you know what? No. Let's dive into the edit on this story. Edit. Based on some of the comments, I feel like I need to say that I didn't offer my fiancé services, especially not for free. I suggested to my sister that she talk to my fiancé to see if he'd want to help out because he had been saying he wanted to shoot something serious. He's really been into photography lately, so I thought it would be fun for him. But he didn't sign up to be assistant photographer. It was just supposed to be an opportunity for him, and then he'd send my sister the pics. He was still going to be a guest, but just taking some pictures. Edit 2, I don't know why everyone keeps saying I offered my fiancé services. My fiancé told me they talked, and that's how I know what they agreed to. But how did they talk, OP? I think that's what everybody's pissed off about. Also, I don't know why everybody keeps commenting about my boyfriend. He's my fiance. It doesn't help to be told I am the asshole for offering my boyfriend services when that isn't what happened at all. Last update, a lot of people mention the assistant photographer thing like there is a main professional photographer. As I said in a comment, I think my sister just added assistant to justify not paying him. I only posted because my family is taking my sister's side and saying that I'm being petty and ruining her big day. I hate knowing that I made them upset. My fiance has been incredibly supportive through all this, but I'm struggling with how to navigate this family drama. Well, OP. Show up without the camera, Jerry Hill says. That's an idea. That's an idea. She offered him up as a potential option. She didn't say he'll do it. She said you should talk to him, which I still think would have been smart to talk to him before doing that, because I don't think Candy Thunder would ever throw my name out there for doing photos or video of somebody's wedding without coming to me first and being like, hey, is that something you want me to mention or no? And I'd be like, hell no. And she knows better. So she didn't offer him. She threw him out as a possibility. But here's the thing, OP, when you have a fiance, like people start thinking of you as a single unit there. So when you speak on behalf of your partner, you're speaking on behalf of your partner. So your sister took this as, oh, he'll do it. Now, when she talked to him and he said, no, I'll casually do some stuff, but I'm not going to be working this day. And she went ahead and added the assistant thing to the roster with a bunch of shots that he has to get. That's bullshit. That's hardcore bullshit. She went the Bizzo route here. And that was clearly over the line. That was very disrespectful. It was not the right thing to do. She definitely spiked up in the ass con scale for that. We'll talk about how far she went. We're talking about sister right now, not OP. Not OP. Sister, I feel like is at least a 2. At least a 2 here. I'm gonna go 2 with the sister here. We are number 2. Yeah, she's 2. She definitely shouldn't have done this. It could be worse than that. It kind of depends on what happens from this moment forward, right? The family all taking her side is really obvious. Their reasonings behind that. She's teetering on bridezilla status, right? And if they all gang up on her, if the whole family is united front right now says, no, bride-to-be, you're wrong, the rest of the fucking wedding planning is going to be an absolute meltdown. It is going to absolutely just implode. So I understand why they're doing what they're doing. It still isn't right. I do think that right now is the hill to die on. This is where you plant your flag, OP. And this is where you say, no, if you want us to even come to your wedding, you're going to have to apologize to him for volunteering him to do all of this shit that he said he didn't want to do in the first place. So an apology would be a good idea. Your fiance could decide right now that, hey, you know what? I'll take this up as a challenge. I'll take it up as a creative challenge. I'm not doing this as unpaid work. Not gonna do it. It's NTA for OP for me on this, even though, was it for saying, am I the astronaut for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she made my fiance the assistant photographer? I'm an NTA. I'm an NTA on this. Now, I think that is a bold move. I think it's okay to use to start a conversation that would lead to a resolution. If it is just like straight up, no contact forever from this moment, it's definitely not the play I would make. There is a solution to be had here. It's just going to take some finesse. But if you just take your ball and go home right now, you're never going to get there. So keep that in mind, right? Keep it in mind.